She was 78 years old when she finally realized her life had never belonged to her. The weight of unanswered questions often sits heavy on the soul, a silent burden that whispers doubts into the quiet moments of our lives. What if the person you've poured your heart into, the one you've built your world around, is no longer a source of joy but a constant drain? This isn't just about fleeting arguments. It's about the deep, soul-shaking dilemma of distinguishing between a partner who is genuinely struggling and one who has become a relentless burden, subtly eroding your spirit. It is a question so many grapple with, a tightrope walk between loyalty and self-preservation. This journey we are about to embark on is one of profound self-reflection and objective evaluation, designed to provide a framework, a compass, for navigating these turbulent waters. Let's find the clarity you deserve, for your peace is not just a luxury, but a fundamental need. But when does a struggle cross the line, transforming potential into undeniable detriment? It begins with patterns, insidious and persistent, that consistently deplete and disrespect. Listen carefully, for these signs are not just fleeting moments but recurring themes in the narrative of your relationship. The consistent emotional or even financial dependency that never sees reciprocation. A one-sided equation where you are always giving and they are always taking. Then there's the stark absence of effort towards self-improvement, despite countless heartfelt discussions and the looming shadow of unresolved problems. It is not just a momentary lapse, but a pervasive unwillingness to grow. This is where we often encounter emotional abuse, manipulation, or a blatant disregard for your boundaries, those invisible lines that protect your very essence. It was a silence that spoke volumes, the unspoken agreement that their needs always superseded yours. There is also the crucial point of their unwillingness to acknowledge issues, to take responsibility for their own actions. It's a brick wall you repeatedly hit when trying to build a foundation of honesty. Perhaps the most telling sign is when your well-being consistently becomes compromised for their perceived needs, leaving you feeling like a shadow of your former self, exhausted and unfulfilled. And then there are moments, even amidst the tempest, when enduring value shines through, signaling a different path, a different truth. What if, even through the pain, your partner remains a blessing, a source of strength that uplifts rather than diminishes? Look for the openness to communication, the raw honesty and genuine effort they invest in addressing problems, not just sweeping them under the rug. It was not just a gesture, but a profound commitment. There's the demonstrated empathy, the unwavering support, and the respectful honoring of your autonomy, recognizing you as a complete individual, not an extension of themselves. Do you still share a common vision, foundational values that, despite the tremors, remain strong and binding? Life has a way of testing the very bedrock of our connections. It's in the periods of mutual encouragement, shared joy, and undeniable growth, even when difficulties are swirling around you, that the true strength of a bond reveals itself. And critically, there is a history not just of struggle, but of overcoming obstacles together, a shared lineage of commitment that has fortified your relationship against the odds. This is where the rubber meets the road, where self-reflection transforms into objective assessment. Ask yourself these questions, allowing honesty to be your guiding light. Is there a consistent pattern of harm, or is there growth, however slow, however painful, actively being cultivated in this relationship? Have you truly exhausted all avenues for conflict resolution, all forms of external support, such as therapy or counseling. This is not just a passing thought, but a deep exploration. Is your mental and emotional health significantly deteriorating, leaving you consistently depleted and anxious, a direct consequence of this partnership? Are your core needs, those fundamental requirements for your happiness and spiritual sustenance, consistently unmet despite your sincerest efforts to communicate and co-create solutions? Do you generally feel consistently disrespected, devalued, or unheard, as if your voice echoes in an empty room, a silence that pervades your communication? The Stoics knew this. Your inner citadel, your self-worth, is paramount. This deep, often underestimated understanding of self-worth and the unwavering establishment of healthy boundaries are not just protective mechanisms, but fundamental pillars of a fulfilling life, particularly within the intricate web of relationships. Consider the concept of healthy boundaries and honestly assess when they are not just being stretched, but outright violated, time and time again. Let me tell you something important. A lack of self-worth can cloud judgment like a thick fog, making it impossible to see the truth of your situation, leading you to accept less than you deserve, less than you need. It was a painful realization for many. You must prioritize your personal well-being as a non-negotiable term of engagement with life itself. What if, instead of clinging to the sunk cost fallacy, the insidious idea that because you've invested so much, you must stay, you recognize the liberation in cutting your losses and reclaiming your future? This is where true strength resides. When the hard truth emerges that departure is necessary, the how becomes crucial. This is not just a decision, but a transition that demands careful thought and strategic planning. The first step involves cultivating a robust support system, friends, family, and crucially, professional therapists, a network that can offer both emotional solace and practical guidance. Thinking about financial and logistical considerations for separation might feel daunting, but it's a pragmatic necessity, a foundational element for building a new chapter. Communicating this decision requires a delicate balance of empathy for your partner's feelings, but firm resolve in protecting your own needs. Remember, this is not just an explanation, but a declaration of your truth. Above all, prioritize your safety and well-being, not just during the transition, but long after.